So we are now at the Torre Loizaga museum, and we're going to have a little look around the cars. Nice collection of bikes. Oh, that's interesting. It's got a Royal Automobile Club Association British flag on there. 30 kilometres an hour. That looks fantastic. This sort of Hashini. Must be better, 140 kilometres an hour. This is a Buick Model 5. 4 cylinders, maximum speed 96 kilometres an hour. I like the old lights. Imagine being carted around in that back in the day. Over here we have the Cadillac Roadster 1909. Imagine doing 100 kilometres an hour in that. Be terrified. Wolseley 1921. Hispano Sweden.
John. Colonel was like John. He was very much like let's talk about him. And he was very, very popular because he was head of complaints as well. He was our responsible officer, so the doctors referred to him, but he was also head of complaints. So we would like be telling us whether different complaints to get in and one, and also all the colleagues who have problems with coming to him and getting letters and things to send to another colleague. Because you're not going to do it, you've got to have a written,
So when you came down the mountain, I saw a couple of oh wow. Yeah, I think that car's a bit lost, isn't it?
That's a product. They service during the second war. London was bombed. Yeah. And only 3 survived. This one and another
wow.
That are in English museums as well. Yeah, only do that. Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't like to park that nowadays.
imagine trying to get that down. They're like those roads.
This is a thing of beauty. 190 or so. He's beautiful.
Did you listen that?
What gives you that idea? There's a lot of money tied up just here, isn't there? So they're all working machines, aren't they? So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're saying back there, yeah. Imagine waking up in the morning and decided I want to take that car out today.
Rolls Royces have always left me completely cold. I don't know why.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're kind of big and square. Yeah. I like Danes.
It's not the size, it's what you do with it.
Just not.
No.
For the man with
Yeah.
Yeah, not. Yeah.
Actually, they're exceptional vehicles.
Oh, this looks more interesting though. Wow.
Yes.
A lot of work been put into that.
Oh wow, I love. Oh my god, this is my dream car.
I'll take a picture of you in front of it in a minute.
What, so I can get it replicated?
Yeah.
This is my dream car.
Get your checkbook out, Heidi. Look, she's speechless.
Honestly, this is my dream car now.
It's all paper from magazines.
Yeah.
It's like a collage.
Is it for sale?
For the right price.
2021 was the 60th anniversary of the motorbike. So we're participating in a concurso de gas in Biarritz and
Ooh.
with another car.
Wow. That's more interesting. I've always liked these Testarossas. So I'm not a big car fan, but yeah, there's something about these. Yeah. Just looks fast at the standstill, doesn't it? And that, oh look at this.
Look how small those wheels are.
Yeah.
Tiny.
I don't know if this gives more value to the car. Wow. Maybe it does. He broke his phone and he told them how he wanted to walk. So they just made walls around they just like make the tower and the walls. And then I will figure out how I put the electricity, the water and all that. So it was make the wall. So you can see the electricity, it's just like a cable. So it all looked medieval. That was his idea. Yes. And the water as well. Then he would make a hole and he decided to maintain the Silver Ghost, then the Phantom would come in its place, but also make a smaller version. Because more people started to have cars and it became like a more popular thing, let's say. So they made these baby Rolls Royce. First the 20 HP, then the 2025, 2530, and the Wraith.
Rolls Royce is everywhere you look. Pretty impressive collection this, highly recommended.
The SPUR.
Yep.
And because after that, Rolls-Royce sold the.
That's a lengthy one.
Nowadays, Rolls-Royce makes engines for airplanes only. So those who don't have those models, but all the original, let's say, Rolls-Royce with Rolls-Royce engine. No, and also if you have to buy all the new ones, you will have enough.
Little baby.
Oh. Yannick's made a little friend.
So for example, only in this room, we have the 6 Phantoms. Phantom 6, Phantom 5, Phantom 4.
Yeah, attention to detail is just
And then
something to behold.
We only know of one other place in the world with the 6 Phantoms. So only
Yeah,
that
taking over.
is already something.
Would there be any private?
What a beautiful machine. Which one are you taking then, Colin?
I'm taking the Phantom 6. I'm having that one.
Yeah, so two Phantom 3s with different bodies. Yeah. That one is what they call a sedancalet. So this is both a sedanca and a landaulet de ville. Sedanca is when you can open the front, so like this one, you can take off the front part, and you can it goes like in the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah.
And the back also you see it's got like a black sort of like a leather roof. You can also pull that down. So it's a sedanca and a landaulet. Then we have also several Phantom 2s. That one over there is like the sports version. It's quite an interesting. Yeah. And then several units with the Phantom 1.
Yeah, that what it's called, isn't it? Yeah, I was going to say that's probably my favourite. Nice wheels, got polish in there. An impressive collection. What an impressive place. You'd never guess this was here, as you were told, or did you research first? Literally out in the sticks. What an amazing building.
That one is the oldest in the collection, 1898. Yeah. One cylinder, 200 cc, I think. 200.
20 kilometers an hour. I don't think I'd want to go any faster.
That's as fast as a ship.
Not uphill, eh?
Don't see any other fuel tanks.
Don't poke your hands through the window.
Oh yeah.
Are you talking about this thing?
And this.
No, I wonder if that's the fuel tank. I think that's oil. It was also explained to me that when you see these in vintage bikes, what you do is you put neat petrol in there, open the tap to prime the top of the engine. Oh yeah, look, there's the petrol tank.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You can really see on the road, though.
Because this probably has a splash car written maybe.
Bruce, get your name down in history in the book.
And then we have some first 4 units here are silver ghosts from before the First War, which are like the most beautiful ones. This one is from 1912 and made for the Major of Melbourne.
Major of Melbourne.
Melbourne.
In Australia?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This
So-
go down on tight.
So this car spent all its life in Australia until it came here in the year around 2000.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It was restored once in the 1960s. And it has won many concours d'elegance around the world, in the United States. It's probably the most beautiful car we have, this one.
Yeah.
The more elegant.
It says 1997.
That's the chassis number.
Oh.
I know, it's confusing. I know it's confusing.
Yeah, I'll take a picture now.
To be fair, it was a bit like
The previous owner made Miguel, the founder of the collection, made him sign a contract. You take it, but I'm gonna go to see how you have it there, and if I don't like the condition you have it, I bring it back to Australia. And he made him sign a contract.
So he put it in his best room.
So he put it in his best room. The guy came and he said, "Okay, it's fine." Yeah. The next one is quite interesting as well. It's called the Alpine Eagle. It was designed. The original Alpine Eagle was designed for a race in the Alps. There was this like an endurance race, and the first time a guy with a Rolls Royce competed, he did not win. So the next year, Rolls Royce made a car with a bigger radiator. You can see it's bigger than the other ones.
Okay.
And this tube on it, so you could fill with coolant liquid all the way to the top, and on that they would put a thermometer, so that from the driving point you can see the temperature of the engine, which is the main enemy that can prevent you from winning the race, because when it overheats, that's when you have the problem with these cars. You always have to be checking the temperature. Yeah. So that's the reason for this tube on top. The thing is, well, that they won the race. They called the car the Alpine Eagle, and then they made a few more for the customers.
And so this is the original?
This is not the original, but it's one of those units. But this one has an interesting story. Rolls-Royce had a factory in the US in the 1920s in Springfield, Massachusetts. So this is the car they sent from England to the US for them to have like a reference, and for them to dismantle, to see like how all the screws and all the little details, how the chassis holds onto the engine, well, all the little, they sent a car for them to like see in person, not just the papers. And it was this car. They dismantled it and then sent it back dismantled to England. Then in England they put it all together, and it's the car we have here now. Yes.
So got 94 taxis.
And it's yes. And the boat that the car went in from England to the US was the Lusitania, or the Lusitania.
Oh, Lusitania.
Lusitania.
Yeah. I went to Titanic.
And it was the last trip of the Lusitania, because on the way back from this trip, it was torpedoed by the Germans.
Right.
And that was the detonant of the First War. So it just made it to the US, this one.
Wow, wait. What year would that have been?
1914, I think.
1914, yeah. Did any of them go down on the Titanic? Was there any cars?
Sorry?
Was there any cars on the Titanic?
There were cars in the Titanic.
Yeah, was there?
Yeah.
Were they? Yeah. Any Rolls Royces?
Probably. Because
I'm guessing so, yeah.
Rolls Royce started in 1907.
Yeah.
And the Titanic was in 1912.
12, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, cruise ships nowadays, they don't tend to have cars on, do they? Because
No.
it's just cruise ships.
Yeah. But then the film shows cars.
Does it?
It has
Must have been
the lights go with carburo. How does it? It's like stones.
So the stones you pour water on, they release gas called acetylene.
That's it. That's how they work.
Slit your wrist by the time you got there.
The
You
next
could be the
one-
next English tour guide, Brian.
The next one, look at the lights. It's got bulbs in it. It's not original.
Yeah.
Also, colored lights here as indicators, not original
Yeah.
at all. And even worse, it's got disc brakes in the front. These cars have no brakes in the front, just rear, and not discs. So the question is, if it's original, it's much more valuable, let's say.
Yeah.
So why would they do this, right? So the thing is that they did a rally with this around the world in 80 days. Paris, Beijing, in 80 days. So that's why they put these things like for security. The thing is that it completed the rally, so that makes up for the loss of originality.
Yeah.
But having done such a rally is very important.
It could be put back to original, right? Couldn't it?
Easily, yeah. But well, yeah, maybe we don't have the original probably pieces.
Yeah.
But you can find
Yeah.
the same. And the original owner of this one was the Duke of Marlborough, the Winston Churchill's grandfather. He was the first owner of the car. So it's got some stories, this one, for sure. And the last two cars are examples of the American Rolls Royce, made in the Springfield factory. They're very easy to recognize because they have bumpers. The British don't. So I guess it would be like the normatives there. And also the typical lamps from the American factory were like this with the shape of a drum, as opposed to the shape of like a lantern, let's say, or a lamp.
Yeah.
Or the first ones, the shape of they call it like a pear, like the fruit, the pear. So yeah, these are the typical Rolls Royces from the US, with the little drums also in the back. Yep, and well, here there's a few pictures. Rolls and Royce, the founders of the brand. So Royce is the guy who actually invented the car. There was this, because Rolls was an aristocrat who loved cars and all sorts of machines that you could drive. He was the first English person in history to die in an airplane crash. He died in 1910. So all the cars we've seen, he didn't get to see them. Maybe the 1910 one. And he had like a cars store. He also competed in races. And he went to an expo where Royce exposed his Royce, the Royce. And it was the most incredible thing Royce had ever seen, because the engines of these cars are so smooth. That's why they call them, the first model was the Silver Ghost. The Ghost because it's so silent, and silver because it was not painted. So you can see every single detail of the car. They didn't want to like cover anything. So it was silver, the Silver Ghost. And we actually have done the test with all of these, every single one of these, the coin test. Okay. You turn the engine on, and when it's got the adequate heat, you put any coin you want on top of the engine like this, and it doesn't move. And these engines are 100 and 110 years old, and they work perfect. So Royce was the engineer of that. And then he died in 1933. And I believe that's why after 1933, the R's are black of the logo. Because these ones, which are previous to that, the R's are red. They used to be red, and then they turned black. Yeah. And well, yeah, that's the story. Here's the factory, where you can see what the owner actually bought. The chassis and engine, like we said before. Yeah.
So was Rolls did he bankroll the project? And was he more the bankroller of it?
I guess Rolls was the guy with the money.
Yeah.
And Royce the engineer.
Yep. When did they start? Did they put the Flying Lady on right from the start?
No. So for example, the one we have from 1910 does not have the Flying Lady. I think it was at the end of 1910 that they started to do that. It came just with a lid.
Yeah.
So for example, the one we have, it's like some like a car club like symbol.
Right, yeah.
So the owner put that because he wanted to.
Yeah.
The Flying Lady, I believe the story is that this noble English guy, I think it was a count or even a duke, I'm not sure. He got this famous sculpturist, the guy who makes the sculptures. Yeah. He had this guy designed the sculpture for him for the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you call the
radiator cap?
Yeah, but how do you call the thing that's on top of that?
Thermostat.
Like each brand has his
The logo.
The logo.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, the logo. Yeah.
Yeah.
The what thing?
Mascot.
The adornment.
Yeah.
The adornment. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So he had that lady designed by this famous sculpturist, inspired by, they say, his lover. Because he was married, but he had a lover. He had this image of her, like getting out of the shower with the towel or something like this, or the curtains or something like that. So it kind of like was kind of inspired of that. The thing is that he had that thing made, and then Rolls-Royce kind of like copied it from him.
Interesting.
That's the story they told me. These guys that knew more than me, never seen like this, who were English as well.
Well, that was a very pleasant visit. To the car collection. And now we are off into Vitoria Gasteiz. We are finally in Vitoria Gasteiz. Some of it. What did you think of that then?
Flipping amazing. I won't swear, flipping amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That was a bloody road, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was the blinding road.
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. What do you think of that, Nick?
Fabulous. Nice to get some bends in.
It was beautiful. Perfect.
Perfect, yeah. Are you hungry or not?
Well, that was a wonderful meal, wasn't it, Stu?
It was fantastic. Best meal I've had.
Yep.
I think in many a long time.
That was lasagna was beautiful. Black salad cafe.
Absolute quality.
In Vitoria Gasteiz.